Ambition Babes? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion, also known as the Face of Ambition, across all social media platforms as well as wherever you stream your podcast. We have not had a yap and get ready with me in way too long, so I decided to sit and do my makeup, maybe introduce you guys to some new products, and talk about week 5 of 12 in the Reset and Reinvent Yourself challenge. This week, we're talking about setting and maintaining a healthy morning and evening routine. But what I can promise you is that this video is going to be definitely different than all the other videos you've watched on mastering your morning and evening routine. Different from any video that I've created or any of the other content creators out there. Because it's time to simplify this process. I've been so guilty about making this process so hard and heavy and regimented that I'm taking the joy out of my morning. So today I want to break down how your evening routine is key to having a stress-free morning, the biggest mistakes that you've been making in creating a routine, and why it feels so hard to stick to it. I want to talk about building a routine that fits your lifestyle instead of trying to force you to living the lifestyle of someone else. We're going to break down some habit stacking tricks and how to stay consistent without feeling guilty. Because that's really where I'm having the biggest issue, is that I've been feeling so guilty about not getting it perfect, not feeling like getting up in the morning, skipping my workouts, feeling like I want to snooze most days, but also knowing how important a morning routine is to my success. How much better I feel whenever I do stick to my morning routine and kind of push through even when I don't feel like it. It's kind of like going to the gym. You know how you feel absolutely amazing after you leave the gym, but it's like pulling teeth to get you there? That's how I feel about my morning routine. And so today I'm going to talk about having a guilt-free morning routine. And where a stress-free morning routine starts is at night. Your evening routine dictates how your morning is going to go. If you have a chaotic evening, you're going to have an even more chaotic morning because your bedtime routine determines how you wake up the next day. You have to figure out how to create a wind-down ritual that helps you to sleep better and wake up refreshed. One of my non-negotiables that I do every single night is I do a complete brain dump. I pull out my ambition planner and I write down absolutely everything that's on my mind. What task I want to complete, the people that I need to return text messages to or calls to, any thoughts that I've had throughout the day or even into the evening. Because I don't know about you, as soon as it's time for me to close my eyes, I have the most brilliant ideas. So I carry my ambition planner or at least a Post-it everywhere. Having those essentials on hand just helps me to feel like I'm not going to forget what I'm thinking about in that moment. One of the other things that has really helped me to be able to wind down in the evening is to check in on my goals and gratitude journal. Inside of the journal, there's an evening reflection section that I absolutely love. And during the day, I don't think about my wins. I don't think about the things that are going well. I'm just trying to get whatever task and projects that I'm working on done. But in the goals and gratitude journal, I'm able to reflect on the day that I've had. If I've skipped journaling for that day, I'm able to go back and actually pick that up. And it just gives me a space to be able to wrap a bow on the day that I've experienced. The other thing that you have got to do in order to have an easier morning is that you have to plan for the next day. Are you going to the gym first thing in the morning? Well, you need to lay out your clothes. Are you going to eat at all the next day? Well, then you should probably start considering meal prepping your breakfasts, your lunch, or even your dinner. I've been really enjoying a meal prep service for lunch because that's where I realize that I start sabotaging myself. Either I won't eat lunch and I'll completely skip it, or I make poor decisions and I'm picking up a bowl at Chipotle. No shade to Chipotle, but I know I could do better at home. I take time and review my schedule for the next day, and my evenings are my dedicated time to ensuring that I'm ready for the day ahead. What I want to challenge you to do is identify your ideal evening routine. Everybody's lifestyle is different. I don't have 3 kids asking me to look over their homework, help them with a science project last minute, or even late night meetings with my home office because they're operating out of a different time zone. So what I want to challenge you to do is to identify what type of evening routine would fit your lifestyle. I want you to write down 3 to 4 things that are completely non-negotiable to you unwinding at night. That could be you taking a digital detox, which is like putting your phone away 30 or 60 minutes before you get in the bed. That could be journaling, reading, meditating, praying, or even watching something really good on TV. I'm about to finish the 3rd season of White Lotus, and so I definitely could use some good recommendations in the comment section below. What are y'all watching right now? I didn't watch Love is Blind this season. After the first episode, episode, I already knew I wasn't going to be interested. But I did just finish Married at First Sight. Watching television is one of the things that I really enjoy doing to wind down in the evening. However, the way that I make sure that I'm not binge watching a TV show into 1, 2 o'clock in the morning is that I set a nighttime alarm on my phone. Setting that evening alarm keeps me mindful of what time it is and lets me know that it's time to start making my way towards my bedroom. It's time to make my sleepy girl mocktail or have a hot mug of hot tea. It's time to stop watching ratchet TV and spend some time with God. It's time to take a nice long shower or a bath. It's time to straighten up my house and prepare myself for the next day. Depending on what my day looked like determines what that nighttime alarm represents. It is one thing that I have done that it's definitely helped me to create an easy nighttime routine. It also ensures that I'm getting my 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Yeah, I said 9 hours. I need my rest because your girl is cranky if she doesn't get enough rest. Creating an amazing evening routine is going to take a mindset shift. You're going to have to start thinking them as one of the same. If I don't have a solid nighttime routine, I'm not going to feel like my very best self in the morning. I'm not going to be able to wake up when I want to. I'm going to feel rushed and anxious. And all that it takes is just being mindful and intentional the night before. Like I said, it's time to simplify your evening routine and to remove the shame and guilt around not getting it perfect. Creating a routine is not about perfection. It's about creating the habits that support the life that you want to live. And since we're talking about removing the shame around your habits and your decisions, let's talk about something that a lot of people seem to be having really big opinions on these days, and that's weight loss, specifically on individuals choosing to take a GLP-1 to help them on their weight loss journey. If you've ever thought about taking a GLP-1 like semaglutide, the ingredient found in like Wegovy, Manjaro, Ozempic, but felt guilty about what other people were going to say, let me ask you this. No one shames you about hiring a personal trainer, even though I know you can go into the gym, turn on the treadmill, and lift some weights. You can definitely figure out how to work out on your own. No one judges you for taking your car to get an oil change, even though I know that there are a million videos on teaching you how to change the oil in your specific car on YouTube. You can technically learn how to do it yourself. And therapy. It's a widely accepted tool to help you to be able to work through the problems and the issues of your past or even your present. So why should getting help on your weight loss journey be any different? I have been extremely transparent with you all about my weight loss journey and the decades that it has taken me to finally reach my weight loss goals. So when I needed help to finally move the needle on the scale, I decided to employ all of the methods that it was going to take in order to help me to be successful. And IVRX makes it simple to get the help that you need without the judgment. They are also the sponsor of this video. They offer GLP-1 injections that are mailed directly to your home and are a clinically proven weight loss medication that help you regulate your appetite and support sustainable weight loss when paired with healthy habits. I know that everybody likes to make it seem like it's just a magic pill and you don't actually have to put in the work, but it's not. Anything worth having is worth working for. And if you want the sustainable results from the goals that you set, you're going to have to create sustainable habits. And utilizing a GLP-1 for weight loss is absolutely no different. If you've been struggling with your weight, girl, you are not alone. Just like with any other medicine, food, diet, or even multivitamin, I'm going to highly suggest you do your own research. But what I loved about IVRX is that they paired you with a doctor who went over your medical records to ensure that you could safely use the GLP-1 injection in the comfort of your own home. They're not just sending out medication to everybody because they can pay for it. There is a dedicated doctor that is walking you through the process and ensuring that you are as healthy as possible and answering every single one of your questions. From expected side effects, how this medication may react with other medications, and even results that you can expect by taking the GLP-1 injection. And just like with everything else in life that we don't judge anyone about, getting expert help makes all the difference. So let go of the guilt and what other people may think and take control of your health, sis. Click the link in my description or visit enrollivrx.com/Dion and start feeling better and more confident in your skin, guilt-free. Thank you, IVRX, for being the sponsor of this video and an amazing supporter of our community. Okay, girl, so while we're releasing the shame of not sticking to our last morning routine, let's identify some of the mistakes that you've made in the past and create the morning routine that is actually going to fit your specific lifestyle. So we all know that morning routines are where your success starts. There are books written on it. There are podcasts all about it. And we all know that the most successful individuals in the world have the most amazing morning routines. We also know that how you start your day affects your energy, your mindset, and your productivity. So the goal is not to have a perfect morning, but the morning that works for you. One of the morning routine habits that I realized did not work for me was after I've had worship, I've done my prayer and meditation, I love to scroll on Instagram. One of the tricks that I have done is that my husband traditionally wakes up before me. So I use his alarm to actually wake up in the morning. I pray, I meditate, I read my devotional, I take out my journal and I write down my thoughts, my feelings, what I'm grateful for, and my affirmations for the day. And then I hear the alarm going off. I leave my cell phone in the bathroom with an alarm set. This alarm is the prompt that I need to help me to get out of bed every morning. Because one thing I love to do is to lie in bed after I've done all the things that I needed to do in the morning. I enjoy liking all of y'all's pictures on Instagram. Unfortunately, I can find myself doing that instead of going to the gym. So when I have to actually get up to turn off the alarm, I'm already in the bathroom. I might as well brush my teeth. My gym clothes are hanging in the bathroom, so I might as well put them on. And this is how I've been able to trick myself into having a productive morning. This is the challenge that I want to give to you. My morning routine is slightly unconventional. It's pulling me by my edges to get me out of bed. But what I can tell you is that it's absolutely worth it. It is the single hack that I've been using that helps me to start every single day at the exact same time. And it's leveled me up in so many areas of my life. Because now I'm ready to hydrate myself, eat a good breakfast, move my body, go on my hot girl walk, where I traditionally do a lot more praying and talking to God. Waking up early just allows me to plan and set my day with real intention. Y'all, I didn't put down the makeup and forgot I was supposed to be doing this while I'm talking to y'all. This is really a girlfriend chit chat because I can get into talking to you guys and forget that I need to actually set this makeup. What I want to challenge you to do is to identify your non-negotiables every single morning. What are the things that you know that you have to do every single morning that will help you to have a better day? Maybe you're not a person that enjoys working out first thing in the morning. And that's okay. But identify the morning routine that you need that is going to be able to help you have the most productive day. Maybe your morning routine consists of 1, 2, or 17 steps, but truly only you can decide that. Everybody has suggestions on what you should do in the morning, but only you know what your real morning looks like. I do want to challenge you to create 3 different types of morning routines. The mornings where you know you're going to an early morning spin class, you have an 8 a.m. meeting, and you want to make sure that you show up super cute. That morning routine is going to look different from the days that you work from home. So create the realistic morning routines that fit your lifestyle. Even though I roll my eyes at all of the books and other content that is out there on having an amazing morning routine, I do have to remind you that your mornings are where you're going to find your success. One thing that I absolutely love is to look at the clock and to be able to say that it's not even 11 o'clock yet. Because I'm looking at my to-do list and all the things that I wanted to accomplish, and I've gotten so much done. As opposed to looking at the clock and feeling like, it's 12 o'clock already. You know there's a big difference in that feeling. So this third step in this process is how to make your routines a habit and not fall off. Now, I can't stress it enough. This is a safe space. If you fall off of your routine, sis, there's absolutely no shame in it. But here are some things that may help you to stick to your routine and make your routines a habit. The very first tip is that you have got to start small. If you try to take a big gulp of a milkshake, you're going to end up with a brain freeze. And that same concept applies when creating new habits. Inside of your ambition planner or your goals and gratitude journal, there's a habit tracker. When you look at your habit tracker, there's an opportunity to write out the habits that you want to be able to create. And although there are a lot of lines available, perhaps you only need to fill in 1. Perhaps you need to identify 3. Perhaps you know that there are 10 habits that you need to establish that are going to be able to help you get closer to your goals. That is a personal decision that you're going to have to be honest with yourself about creating. Once you've identified the habits that you want to create, it's time to start habit stacking. One habit stack that I absolutely enjoy, and it helps to gamify my success, is that I wear my Omnilux LED mask while cleaning up my house or even planning my day in the morning. One of my habits is prioritizing my skincare, as well as ensuring that I start my day in a decluttered home. So because I can do one while I do the other, I stack it. Perhaps you're like me and just read the back of the ThermaBreath mouthwash and realize that you're supposed to gargle and rinse your mouth out with the mouthwash for a minute. I think that I was doing 5 or 6, 10 swishes, hitting the back of my throat and spitting it out. Now that I know I'm supposed to do it for a minute, I utilize that time to read my affirmations, or even scroll on Instagram, or I utilize that time to select the podcast that I want to listen to for the day. I know I want to listen to a podcast when I go on a walk that morning, but if you're anything like me, I got a whole library of podcasts that I'm listening to currently. And instead of standing on the sidewalk scrolling through all of my options, while I'm swishing my mouthwash, I go ahead and utilize that time to identify the podcast that I want to listen to before I walk out the door. The goal of habit stacking and even identifying what habits you want to create is to make sure that they are enjoyable. What I can promise you is that you are going to avoid a habit that is no fun. And oftentimes the habits aren't fun, but you have to find a way to gamify it. I do not like getting on the Stairmaster, but my reward for getting up on that Stairmaster for 30 minutes is that I get to scroll on Instagram. I get to read my Substacks for the day. This is your real life, and sometimes they're going to need to be adjustments. So be flexible with yourself. Allow yourself to adjust when necessary. Tip number 4 is to get back on track if and when you fall off, and make sure that you're doing it with grace and without any guilt. Falling off track is normal, but the key is to get back on track as quickly as possible. Y'all notice I haven't said anything about these new green contacts. I almost forgot they were in there. If you guys want to know more about why I decided to switch up my eye color a little bit, make sure you're following me on Instagram. What I want to challenge you to do is to create your very own bounce back strategy. The reason that we don't bounce back is because we don't know how. You go on the family vacation, you've eaten all the carbs, enjoyed the unlimited libations, and now when you get home, you feel as if you've undone everything and you don't have a plan to get back on track. Sis, it's time to drop the guilt and stop punishing yourself and simply create a plan for getting back on track. I suggest starting with your easiest habits first and start building momentum. This is a really good time to remind yourself why you started and to utilize your tools, like your goals and gratitude journal, to check in on the goals that you set for yourself, straighten your crown, and fall back in love with your purpose. Missing a day, a week, or even a month is not failure. Girl, that's just part of the journey. The most amazing part about this journey is that we do have small little pit stops that we make along the way whenever we've completed our goals. But the reality of it is that if God blesses us with another day, we have another opportunity to keep on growing and glowing up. Okay, honey, I hope that you've enjoyed this little yap with me. Every time I do a girl chat with you guys, I never finish my makeup. But this time I actually got on lashes and lip gloss before it ended. I want to thank IVRX again for being an amazing sponsor of this video. And I want to remind you to head to the link in my description if you've ever considered learning more about getting GLP-1 injections. Scheduling an appointment with them is just the start to understanding your options and exploring what your weight loss journey may look like for you. I feel like I just got something off my chest. I know that I've been carrying a lot of shame around about not being absolutely perfect about nailing my morning and evening routines. And even though I know that it's not about perfection, it's about progress, sometimes we sabotage our success and tell ourselves that since it's not perfect, then why even try? Maybe I'm the only one that does that. But this little girl talk has actually been so cathartic for me. Sis, I love you, and I pray that you are well and that you're doing something every single day to reach your most ambitious goals.